Okay, so that work hopefully will be actually published soon. Takes a long time sometimes. This is, so Kathy Bliss, who's now a lecturer here, she did a number of cool things. This one's done well for itself. I think it's got about 100 citations, which is always nice. Completely uncontrollable effect. And so this is early on with Twitter. It's harder to do some of these things now, but we got out where two people had replied to each other, right? So that's how we created the network. Follower stuff for a long time has been problematic. Now it's completely insane because of bots, but even early on it became pretty rapidly meaningless, and we saw that kind of that fantastic New York Times visualization about it. But if people reply to each other and they do so at some rate, then that becomes a reasonable thing to use as a measure of their strength of friendship, or that they actually are people who really know each other, right? Because people reply to Justin Bieber all the time, or Beyonce, or whoever it is, and they're just kind of going one way, right? Yeah. I think with Bieber, actually, if you got a reply from Bieber, then you became total champion, right? So they developed this hierarchy. There were people who actually had some connections, and they become super fans, and they get their own fans because they're, So this is looking at, so you build this network of users, and then you look at all their tweets and measure things about them. And really what this was about was, is there a correlation between people in terms of their tone? And so there is, right? So people one step away had a decent correlation. It grows, it decays quickly. This is, as we've talked about with networks in various ways, this is really the edge of your social universe. This is a long way out, right? 6 degrees of separation, that's all. That's basically the other side of the social universe. This is your friends of friends, so you might know about them, right? Because your friends talk about them, maybe too much. And then, this is really a long way, and then this is a long way. So there's still something, but this is getting very, very weak. So that kind of comports with that, your social universe having this sort of 3 degrees away story. There are the problems with missing links, potentially, but I think in this case, as far as Twitter goes, it was pretty good, right? Because we had most of the data early on. And that becomes harder now if you've got 10%. And Kathy did another very detailed piece where we looked at the problems with having, and some others have done this, not nearly enough. So 10%, I should add that somewhere. If you take a network and then cut it down by some percent, what can you measure about it? It's just like average degree, the degree distribution, all these other pieces. How do those things change as you degrade the network? And it's pretty bad if you get down to 10% of the network, which is what we have here. Yeah, good. Now this is not about contagion. Of course, people love to claim that they found happiness is contagious and whatever. But we were not doing that here, and kind of found that a hard thing to really measure well.